Okay, so maybe as a short summary, we did white already on day one. We did blue yesterday. And now we're looking at black. Marvel Superheroes gonna come out on the 23rd on Arena, and then I think the pre-release is in exactly 1 week, next Friday. In white, we've seen Heroes, which kind of like goes across all colors. But I think white green specifically is like focused on heroes, and then white red seems to be Boros prowess. White blue seems to be teamwork, and what else do we have? White black seems to be attacking with one creature. Let's reconfirm now, looking at black, whether that's actually a thing. I haven't seen too many cards. And then we looked at blue yesterday, where we again saw the teamwork with white. We saw artifacts with the red, so blue-red will be probably artifacts, I think. Blue-black, I assume is going to be Conniv. Draw 2 cards. I'm not sure if it goes together with black, but most of the time it does. And then the last one was blue-green. Blue-green, I don't know if it's a thing. I haven't seen too much, so I guess we're still going to find out. Again, I haven't looked at any cards. I've only looked at the cards we did together, so white and blue. Now we're going to look at black. Let's find out what's going on here. I heard there's a good card in here. Let's start with Agents of Hydra. 2-drop, 1/1, common. When this creature dies, create a 2/1 black villain with Manus. Okay. Well, yeah, we've also seen a little bit of token stuff in blue yesterday. So maybe tokens is a thing. Maybe this card could be good in a token deck. Kind of like goes wide. Could also work with black-white. If you only attack with one creature, you kind of like want to go wide and just grow all your single creatures and send them to your opponent. Not sure. Not super excited, I guess. Let's move on first. Arnim Zola, Biofanatic. 3-drop, 2/3. You tap him and 3 lands. Create a tap 2/1 Blink villain creature token with Manus. Oh, okay. So it's also a villain. So maybe villains is the thing. Activate only if there are 2 or more creature cards in your graveyard. Okay. It's very slow. You have to tap this dude and 3 lands to create a 2/1. And only if 2 creature cards are in your graveyard. And this guy itself is only a 2/3 as well for 3 lands. It's an artifact though. So if villains is a thing, which might be the case with this start, this could be good. This could like trigger a lot of things. It's legendary though, so you can't really like play too many of them. A lot of cards are legendary is what we found out. Again, another one. So it's going to be really hard to like build decks with the same cards. You kind of like have to mix it up quite a lot, which makes the game plan building, I guess, a little bit harder. So we have Baron Helmut Zemo for 3 black, 3/3. Whenever you cast a black spell from your hand, he connivs. Okay. Well, that's another confirmation that blue might be going together with black and conniving. You cast a black spell from your hand. Maybe there's also monocolors. Maybe that's actually a thing. Exile any number of black cards from your graveyard with 15 or more black mana symbols. Copy those exiled cards. You may cast up to 3 of the copies. Oh my god. That's pretty insane if you get this going. So you kind of like exile all your black cards. It has to be 15 black lands or more, and then you get to cast 3 of them for free. It's probably hard to pull off though. Like if you play mono black, you can probably make this work, but even then, even if you play mono black, you graveyard has to be somewhat full. This guy also works with the graveyard. Yeah, this looks like a mono black card. I don't know if in black-blue it's going to be good, because it's going to be not easy to cast, probably like turn 4 or 5, if you get lucky. And then it's going to be hard to turn this, like pull this off as well. It's going to be tough. Yeah, it's quite a big cost. And playing mono colors in draft is really hard. It very rarely happens. Most of the time your deck's not going to be good enough. So unless black's completely open and you're playing mono black, I'll probably stay away from this dude. Maybe, it depends on how much fixing there is in this set. I'm not sure. Like, maybe you can play it pretty easily with a lot of fixing in your deck. But it's going to be hard to, like, even activate this effect. And then it's just the 3/3 that might Conif. It doesn't look that amazing to me. It's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. It's a villain? Yeah. Another villain. So black seems to be all over villains, which makes sense. Barone Strucker, Hydra Overlord. Hydra Overlord. I love this name because I'm a big StarCraft fan. I'm not sure if any of you guys play StarCraft, but this reminds me of it. That's pretty cool. I don't know this Marvel hero, though. As I don't know this guy either. I don't know this dude. I don't know this dude. I'm not very good with Marvel heroes, guys. Please bear with me. Okay, 3 mana 2/2. Villain spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Okay. Whenever another villain you control enters, you may have it Conif. Do this only once each turn. Okay, so this goes together with... I feel like Conif could be strong. It goes together with blue. We've seen quite a few villains here in blue as well. Not super, like not that many as in black so far already, but I feel like it goes together with blue because blue is also usually card draw. So this might actually be good. Not broken, but quite okay. It like it reduces your villains as well. But then we haven't looked at red yet, but I assume that red is also going to be villains then. But then I don't know if red goes together with Conif. We'll see. We'll find out. So our first mythic, Black Widow Super Dry. 2 mana 2/1. Manus. Whenever she deals combat damage to a player, the player exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card. Okay. And then you put a +1/+1 on her. And if you don't, you may cast the exiled card. And any mana you can tap any mana. Okay, so if you attack and he can't block her or doesn't block her, you basically get to draw a card from your opponent. Or like in case you can play it, obviously. Or if you can't, she just grows. So this is pretty good. I mean, it's a 2 mana 2/1 Manus. If you're on the play and you play it in turn 2, it's likely you can probably attack with her and your opponent can't block it. Question is if you then can actually play the card. But if you can't, this guy, she grows, so it's kind of like this is going to be very good on the play. On the draw, it's probably going to be harder to pull this off, but pretty good card. Pretty annoying card, especially in a beatdown deck. This is going to be good. In a defensive deck, not so much. It's also hero. Grixis is usually evil color combo. Yeah, it is. Horrible top deck, very slow. Yeah. I mean, all the 2-drops kind of are, right? But if you're on the play and you draw this, so this is like, this could be really good. And it's still a 2 mana 2/1. It's not a bad card, but Mythic, it's not broken. You'll get, in a couple of games, you'll get some free cards. In a couple of other games, probably like 50%, 50%. He's just a 2/1 Manus that doesn't really do much. But, I mean, if you play this in a Conif deck and you grow this far enough, then it's also going to be awkward. Manus is always awkward to block, right? So I think it's fine card. Constructed Cosmic Cube, it's a rare. It's an enchantment. There's quite a few enchantments in this set. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, which is probably Conniff, create a 2/1 black villain creature token. And put a plan counter. When there's 7 counters on it, you can sack it and then control target opponent during the next turn. Well, that's pretty devastating for your opponent. That's a good card. This in a Conniff deck is going to be very strong. It creates you 2/1s every turn. Very likely every turn. And then you even get an extra effect. So most of the time you play it, you will Conniff right after. You get a 2/1, and then you put counters on it. Like, it takes a little while to get these counters going. So, wait, you only get the counters if you draw your second card? Yeah, and create the 2/1. Okay. Pretty good card. Very good card. I agree, Absenta. I agree with this card. It's not completely broken, but yeah, you probably play it in a couple decks. This card's good. This card's very, very good. In a Conniff deck. Crossbones, 4 mana 3/3 legendary villain, Death Touch. Whenever another villain you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on this dude. It deals 2 damage to each opponent. Triggers only once. A bit slow, a bit clunky. I always I'm not a big fan of these big creatures who have Death Touch. It's kind of like wasted. Like this effect usually comes at a cost, which is good if it's like a 1/2 or a 1/1 that ramps you or whatever. But if it's like a clunky card and it's like a 3/3 or above and it has Death Touch, the Death Touch most of the time doesn't really matter that much. And if it does, you kind of like throw away a 3/3 against a 6/6 still, which costs you a lot of money. So usually I'm not a big fan of these cards. I guess this goes together with the red and it grows. But again, the +1/+1, it doesn't really matter that much. It's going to be very slow. And you play it for 4 mana and you have to trigger it twice in order to be a 5/5. It deals damage, sure. But it only triggers once. If it triggered more than once and you get like something going where you just create a lot of black villains, then this is pretty devastating for your opponent. Not great, I don't think. Not my best impression. You like it? You mean you like this one? I assume you're referring to this, right? Don't think I like this one. It's gonna be slow and clunky in most of your decks. Uncommon, though. Cruel Alliance, 3 lands, sorcery, teamwork 2. Teamwork in black. Okay, interesting. Yeah, the plan's good. We've seen 2 other enchantments that have these plan counters, but they didn't seem that great. It was 1 in white and 1 in blue, but they didn't seem amazing. They seem very slow, but this one's good. Cruel Alliance, 3 mana to 3 mana teamwork 2. So teamwork is basically like a kicker. You can tap your creatures with power 2 or more if it's teamwork 2, and then you activate an extra effect. We've seen this in white and we've seen this in blue. So you can exile target creature with mana value 3 or less. If you use the teamwork curse on top, you can exile any creature and you gain 3 life. Seems quite good. It's a sorcery though. Keep in mind, this is not an instant, which makes it significantly worse, but it's still okay. It's not super amazing. Most of the time, it's probably just going to be like a 3-drop that kills like small stuff. Unless you have creatures out, then you can make it work. Then you can kill anything. It's not horrible. It's not horrible. It's also a common card. But you kind of like want to play this in in a creature-heavy deck, you don't even need to play Teamwork. I guess it's good enough if you have like a decent amount of creatures in your deck. Yeah. Dark Deed. 2 mana, -4/-4 instant. That seems very good. And it even becomes better because there's so much indestructible in white. So you can like kind of like dodge this with indestructible. All the removals I've seen so far were something like this or exile. I mean, we've looked at blue and white, so obviously there's no damage, but I like this. I was a bit worried when I saw white that it's going to be broken. It's hard to remove, but I'm really happy they put this --/- counters and the exile cards in there. This is going to matter a lot. This is going to be very, very good removal. If you see this, you probably want to have this in your deck. Very good card. Decoy Ploy, 2 lands, instant, choose one or both. Return target villain card from your graveyard to your hand. Return target hero card from your graveyard to your hand. So, almost the whole set is heroes or villains. I guess you don't want to play this in a pure villain deck. I guess you don't want to play this in a pure hero deck. So I assume if you go Conniv, you will have a mix of villains and heroes, and then this card is actually not bad. If we want to compare this to the 3-drop we have in Strixhaven, it's a 3-drop that we gain 2 life and you get any creatures back. But this is cheaper, it's an instant. But you have these conditions, obviously. In worst case, you get 1 creature back. Then it's not super exciting. The question is, how many archetypes are there where you actually mix heroes and villains a lot? Probably not that many, because I've seen a lot of effects where it says your heroes or your villains do something, right? So I guess you can play this in specific decks. I assume that there won't be a lot of archetypes where this is going to be good. Told you the set is for kids, no killing, no blood. I'm pretty sure this guy is going to kill something. I know what you mean, but we haven't looked at red yet. And red's going to be... I mean, if red has a lot of damage spells, it's going to be horrible. Yeah, again, this card probably won't matter that much. You can probably pull it off in a couple decks. I'm not sure how many archetypes there are where you play heroes and villains. So it's hard to evaluate at the moment. Doctor Doom. I haven't seen Grim Reaper. So I guess it's still coming. I assume it's rare, but we'll see. I'm excited for it. When Doctor Doom enters, create 2 3/3s? Artifact creature tokens named Doombot? So you play this and you get 3 3/3s. That's already pretty crazy. As long as you control an artifact creature or a plan, Doctor Doom has indestructible. Well, that's pretty easy because you get artifacts, right? I mean, you play it and then the 3/3s get triggered. So if you don't have already an artifact out, then this guy is not indestructible. So you could basically kill it after playing, when the trigger hits. But does it matter if you kill him or the 3/3s? At the beginning of your end step, you draw a card and lose 1 life. Yeah, it does matter a lot. Because this guy draws you cards. Oh, this is pretty crazy. That's a pretty crazy card. G goes after F? What does that mean? Wait, is this? Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't see that. I wasn't sure how this is sorted. I'm just seeing it now that it's alphabetical. We're at D. Yeah, I had no clue. I was not paying attention to that. That makes sense. That makes sense. I just sorted it by color, and I guess on top of that, they did alphabetical. Yep, we're close though. We're very close. Oh, this card is broken. This card is so good. Like, even without the last effect, it's so good already. And with this effect, it's going to be really, really good. Really good card. You can play it in any deck. It doesn't matter what deck. As long as you're playing black, play this card. Reading is tough. I can't pay attention to everything. But I'm learning a lot. Doom reigns supreme. 2 mana. Enchantment plan. Another plan. So plan seems to... Maybe plan is also an archetype. Or like a thing. Haven't seen too many. I think this is the 4th or 5th plan we've seen. Whenever a villain you control enters, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Put a plan counter on this enchantment. And the 5th, if it has 5 counters, you sack it. And then target opponent exiles the top 5 cards of their library. And you may cast up to 2. Without paying the mana costs. So obviously you want to play this in a villain deck, and then you get, like, trigger life and gain, like, life. You have these triggers with life, but you gotta wait 5 turns unless you like are able to like play a lot of villains or have like all these things that create your little tokens or whatever. Then this could trigger pretty quickly, and then you draw 2 cards basically from your opponent. You can kind of like choose. And you can cast 2 of them at any point. I'm not sure I love this. It's not adding anything to the board when you play it. It's again, it's very slow. It potentially draws you cards. It will likely draw you cards eventually. But then also these triggers are not there anymore. I don't know if I like this, honestly. I don't think it's very good. Unless you have like a lot of token triggers for villains, then this guy could actually be pumping in regards of life gain and life drain. You don't have to sack it. Oh, you have to sack it. When the 5th plan counter is put on this enchantment, sacrifice it. So it will be sacked no matter what. So you can only trigger it 5 times. I don't know. I think I would rather have like a card that draws me 2 cards. Should be okay for 2 mana. It's cheap, I agree. Yeah, I guess it works in a villain deck. I just don't think it's gonna like be crazy good. I don't know if I... It's hard to say. I don't think it's gonna be great. It's a little bit of value. A couple of triggers. Depends on whether you are aggressive with villains. It doesn't seem like villains are super aggressive. Villains is just like you go wide, and then this could be okay. I think it's an okay card. Electra, Daughter of the Hand. What is Sneak? Oh, yeah, I remember. You may cast the spell for Sneak if you also return an unblocked attacker you control to hand during the declare blocker step. Unblocked attacker. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I know this effect. So basically you attack with your creatures. You have this in hand. You attack with your creatures. And you can sneak this in for any creature that is not being blocked from you. So let's say your opponent doesn't... Like, you attack with a 2-2. He doesn't have any blockers. And then you can sneak this in, take the 2-2 back to your hand, and then this goes on the battlefield. And then when she enters, destroy target creature an opponent controls with power 3 or less. Wait, can I... An unblocked attacker. So let's say we attack and he blocks one of your creatures and the other one he doesn't. You can sneak this in before the other creature gets blocked. So you could... Let's say he has a 6-6 and you have 2 2-2s and attack. You sneak this in for your 2-2 while he declared the other block already, and then you kill the 6-6. Oh, power 3 or less. Power 3 or less. Obviously not the 6-6, but like a 3-3, 2-2, or 1-1. And then you can kill it before it actually destroys your creature. So that's pretty good. But it's only 3 or less. It's still good. It's still very good, I think. I mean, even if you don't sneak it in, you can just play it and destroy a 3/3, 2/2, 1/1, or whatever. Yeah, it's a very good card. Is sneak a thing? Or is this just like a one-off? It is already blocked, but you could save your attacker. Exactly, exactly. The problem is that you can only destroy a creature with power 3 or less, so your attacker is probably not going to be in so much trouble if he if he attacks against the 3/3. But yeah, you could potentially do this, like, before the block actually happens. Good card. Definitely a good card. If there is more sneak cards in this set, this becomes significantly better. Because then you can sneak her back to your hand, play it out again, destroy something else. It's kind of like a loop, and you can start destroying the whole board. While if this is the only sneak creature, because we haven't seen any other so far, it's a bit less good, but it's still good enough. Like, this is a good card. This is for sure a good card. Grim Reaper. Here we are. An uncommon. So, I heard a lot of comments about this, that this is supposed to be my favorite card. But I haven't seen it yet. So I guess let's find out. Grim Reaper Lethal Legionnaire. I do like the name. I do like how he looks. It's pretty cool. 4 mana 3/4. Seems clunky. Whenever Grim Reaper attacks, you may pay 4. When you do... This is so expensive. When you do return target creature card from your graveyard... I mean... I kind of love this already. From your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. And attacking with a finality counter on it. So if he dies, he gets exiled, is the finality counter. I have to think about this. So the Osteomancer was 4 mana 4/2, 4 mana 3/4. So pretty similar, a little bit stronger. The problem is Osteomancer was you tap 1 land, you get something back into your hand. While this kind of like has to definitely survive another turn, and I have to attack with him and potentially attack into a 5/5. And then I could get any creature back for 4 lands attacking, like this for example. Yeah, it's a bit slower. It's a bit slower. I don't think it's as good as Osteomancer. It's a villain too. It's legendary. Because the problem is you play it and your opponent has time to kill it right away. If he doesn't, you still need to be able to attack with him without him dying. I mean, you can sacrifice him in and then get something from a graveyard back. But that would only be good if you get back like a 6/6 or like something good, right? If you sack this in and get a 2/2 back, then it's not really worth it, is my concern. While Osteomancer, I play it, I tap 1 more land, I get my good creature back no matter what, right? I don't have to sack him in. Could be a fun card. I'm not sure how this, in what archetype this goes with. I guess villains, but that needs to die damn quick. I mean, yeah, if you play this dude and your opponent has nothing, and you just attack with him and get your whole board back, or like your whole graveyard back, that's a massive problem. But how often is this really gonna happen? It kind of like means you have to like have a graveyard already. Your opponent has to have nothing out. So it's gonna be kind of like a late game card. And I'm pretty sure your opponent will be able to block a 3/4 in the late game. So you most of the time you probably sack this in. What you could do is, I mean, maybe it works in a black-white deck. This could actually work. Black-white deck, where you attack with 1 creature that gets boosted, so it attacks as an 8/8. I think this could be good in a black-white deck. So yeah, in certain decks, I think it might work. It's a bit slow. Not sure it's going to be my favorite card. Not sure. We'll find out. Hour of Defeat, destroy target creature, surveil 1. Instant. Well, we have... in this set, we have a 4-drop also instant that exiles a card. And especially in this set, destroying something is not going to be that great because of all the indestructible there is. So maybe not super exciting. Maybe not super exciting. We'll probably play this if you get short on removal and don't find anything better. Like, it will still matter. It's not a card that you just, like, disregard, but it's gonna be one of the, like, worst removals. Very sure. I'll learn to, like... you're just forcing it on me? Have to play him? Have to like this dude? Okay. Well, I like the art. This actually looks really cool. Hydra Infiltration, 4 mana. When this enchantment enters, target opponent discards 2 cards. Okay. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Don't love this. I don't think this card's gonna matter that much. Because you have like two drops that let your opponent discard a card. Now it's a 4-drop that discards 2 cards. It can be fucking annoying, but yeah, I don't know. Like, without this effect, this card wouldn't matter at all, I don't think. With this effect, I guess it's playable, but it's not amazing. And you would probably only play this in a black-white deck where you'd attack with creatures alone, where this card also might matter more. But even then, I don't think it's great. I think it's pretty mediocre. Hydra Troopers. Wait, I've seen this art already. Is there another card that looks like this? That looks very familiar. Maybe I've seen a preview or something. In the super aggro deck, it still has a place later on. I don't know. Do you really want to play like a 4-drop enchantment that just removes cards in an aggro deck? I think I'd rather have like another creature to beat him down. And then, again, like the effect only triggers if you attack with 1 creature. So in black-white, which is probably not going to be super aggro. I don't know. I don't think it's going to matter that much. Let's look at this. When this creature enters, create a tap 2/1 black villain creature token with Manus. That's pretty good, right? Oh, if there are 2 more cards in your graveyard, otherwise mill 2 cards. Okay, so either you mill 2 cards, so you fill your graveyard, which is, again, with other cards, quite good. And then otherwise you play a 3-drop, 3/2, and you get a 2/1 black villain. I think this card is actually pretty nice. In a villain deck, where you'd like create tokens. Tokens is a thing, apparently, especially for black. I think this is going to be great. And it's a common as well. It seems like a very good card to me. Very good card. This is common, and it's not even legendary either. That's a bit confusing, honestly. This card's very strong. It's common and non-legendary. This is going to be one of the best commons, I think. We'll see. Kingpin's Enforcers, lifelink, sacrifice an artifact or creature, draw a card. Bit expensive. Usually the sacrificing in creature and draw a card is quite strong, but if it's 3 lands, you can use this several times. You don't even have to tap this dude. I don't love this. If it was for 2 lands, it would be good. 3 lands makes it bad, I think. I don't think it's good enough. would only matter as well if you play a lot of like cheap tokens. And I don't know, like villains, yeah, you have tokens, but it's still 2/1s. And they have Manus. All of them have Manus. Do you really want to like sacrifice the 2/1 Manus? It's good like if your opponent plays removal, obviously, and then you just react. But it also means you have to leave up 3 lands. It's quite a lot. Don't think it's going to be great. Doesn't seem very exciting to me. Claw Sonic Subjugator. Subrogator. 3 mana 2/2. Villain. When he enters, target player reveals the number of cards from the hand equal to 1 plus the number of creature cards in your graveyard. Oh, wow. Well, this goes together. So filling your graveyard is actually a thing. I'm not sure what archetype this goes into. Probably green, like black-green. This is usually like graveyard stuff. I think this card is excellent if you play it in that archetype. So most of the time you'll look at your whole opponent's hand and then you just like discard a card for 3 mana 2/2. That's very good to me, actually. That's very good. Very good card. It's legendary though, so you can like cannot like play several of them. Also, nobody's gonna kill this dude once it's out. Madame Mask. When she enters, she connivs. 5 mana, 3/2. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a 2/1 black villain. Okay, so, well, I guess you want to play this before you draw any cards. And then for 5 lands, you get a 3/2 and a 2/1. And then every turn, you could create another villain. So this goes in a Conniv deck, obviously. It's very expensive. But I think it's going to be good in a Conniv deck. In any other deck, it's going to be pretty trash. So Conniv also creates villains. So I guess black-blue works with villains, and then black-red, I assume, too. Yeah, very good card. Very good card in a villain deck. In other decks, not so much. Modok. Oh, what is this? 5-drop, mythic, 2/2 flying lifelink. Mental organism. Pay 3 life. He connivs. Oh wow, that's expensive. Only during your turn. I don't understand this. It's a 5 mana 2/2 flying lifelink. When you pay 3 life, it connivs. Designed only for killing. What does that mean? That's the name of the effect. Creatures your opponent... Oh, it's just always there? Creatures your opponents control get -1/-1. Oh, this is just like he's there and this happens. I thought you kind of like have to activate this. I mean, the conniv costs are really expensive. Pay 3 lives, quite a lot. But he has lifelink. I mean, it can like... If your opponent is playing like all these 2/1 black villain creatures, and you play this kills the whole board. Like all the fucking tokens will be gone, right? And it also makes everything weaker. So this can be really, really strong. I guess I guess that's pretty strong. Even if you don't kill the whole board, it just makes everything weaker. I'm not sure how this... I guess you want to play it in a Conniv deck, but it seems very exaggerated to pay 3 life. I don't know why this effect is here. Seems awkward. In best of 3, it's going to be way better in best of 3. Because you can, like, if your opponent plays tokens, you definitely want to play this. If he's playing red-green, big creatures or whatever, beatdown, maybe a bit slow and clunky. I think this doesn't go in every deck. Maybe I'm very wrong with this, but like my first impression of this is Best of 3 for sure. Best of 1. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not a bad card. You could probably play it in a lot of decks. But I don't think it's broken. Villain. Moonstone, Harsh Mistress. Whenever you discard a card, you may exile that card from your graveyard. 4 mana, 2/4 flying. If you do, until the end of your next turn, you play that card. Oh, wait. Well, this is crazy in a Conniv deck because you draw a lot of cards and discard a lot of cards. So all your discarded cards, you can basically start playing. Until the end of your next turn, even. I mean, this is going to be great in Conniv. This is going to be great in Conniv, and that's it. Unless you have other ways to discard your cards. But yeah, this is going to be pretty strong, I think. Ninja of the Hand. This looks like a sneak. No, it's no sneak. It's power up. 3 mana, 2/2 Death Touch, power up 5. Power up gets cheaper if you activate it in the turn where you like play it by this cost. Each opponent discards a card, put a +1/+1 on this. So you can basically play it for 5 mana. And then it's a 3/3 and your opponent discards a card. And it has Death Touch. Not that great, if you ask me. Right? It's not completely horrible, but I don't think it just like... I'm not sure. There's a lot of power-up cards. But so far, I haven't really seen any benefit of power-up. Like, power-up gives you flexibility. But I said this last time as well. It seems like it really... Like, this flexibility that power-up gives you comes at a high cost, I feel like. Like the ninjas for being able to have body on the table that threatens discard. I guess so, but it's going to be a whole turn. And all it does is give it +1/+1 and discard, sure. But 5 lands? You could play it for 5 and do it right away. It's not completely shit. But I also don't think like this supports any archetypes at all. Like it's a villain, sure. It does power up, sure. But power up, there's no synergies with power up. It just gives you flexibility. So let's assume you play a deck that, a power up deck. It just gives you tons of flexibility, but all the cards you play are actually, value-wise, are not that great. And the cost of power up seems a little bit too high. You can play these cards as fillers, I think. As fillers in some decks where you're short. But I'm not impressed with this power-up thing. Unless you can start like copying effects, where we've seen 1 card so far. Project Deathlock Soldier, 1 mana, 1/2, return this card from a graveyard to your hand. Oh, okay. For 3 lands. Yeah. Seems like it. Okay, so this is something you want to sack probably, right? It's kind of expensive to get this back. It's a 1 mana, 1/2. And it also only goes into your hand for 3 lands. Haven't seen too much sacking, right? So what are you going to use this for is the question. It's a zombie soldier, so it's no hero and no villain either. It's an artifact. It's hard to evaluate. It just by itself, it feels like the 3 lands are very expensive to get this guy back. And then also, I don't know what this goes with. In what deck would it be good? I haven't seen anything. Probably not that amazing then, right? There might be some tricks. There might be some decks where you can put this in, but I can't think of anything at the moment. Might not matter. It might not matter. Red Room Recruit. When this creature enters, it connifs. So, yeah, it's either a 2/3 or 1/2 when you draw a card. Well, like, cycle a card. Probably not too exciting, if you ask me. Like, keep in mind, yeah, it could be like a 2/3, but you'll have to throw away, like, a good card for it. Or, like, a playable card. And you might draw a land, and then if you throw your land away, yeah, okay. You looted something away from your hand, which is nice. But if you play a Conniv deck, all the other cards will do that too. And then you play a 2-mana 1/2 that cycles something away. Obviously, you only want to play this in a Conniv deck, but even there, it's probably not the strongest 2-drop. Probably not too exciting, but it will find its place in some decks, but it's not going to be game-changing. Robot Domination. Oh, there's another plan. We've seen a lot of plans now. Whenever one or more creature cards are put into your graveyard from anywhere, you draw a card. Lose 1 life and put a plan counter on this enchantment. Whenever one or more creature cards from anywhere. When the 3rd plan counter is on it, sacrifice it and create 2 2/2s. So basically, you draw 3 cards over time, but you have to like 3 creatures need to die in order to draw these cards. You also lose life, and then you get 3 2/2s. What are we thinking about this? Very slow again. Like the plan enchantments are all fine, but they're like extremely slow. So 3 creatures need to die. Obviously, if you have a lot of tokens and you throw them in, sure, you can activate this pretty quickly. Maybe not horrible. Maybe not horrible. But it's a 4-drop. And it's not going to do anything at first. So you play a 4-drop and it does exactly 0. All it does, it draws you potentially cards if your creatures die. But if you top deck this, it's nothing. Yeah, I agree, move in. It's literally, in most cases, it won't... In all cases, it won't do anything when you play it. Nothing. And then 3 of your creatures have to die in order to activate this. Like, okay, 1 creature dies, you draw 1 card. Sure. But you also lose a life. Yeah. Yeah, I would probably not go for this card at first. Unless you figure out a way to like throw all your cards away. I mean, maybe this goes together with this dude, where you just like throw him in, trigger this, and you get 3 2/2s. But even if you get 3 2/2s, sure, it's a couple of buddies, but I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be that great. Yeah, I agree. It depends. I mean, you can say that for each card, but if there's no beatdown, but if you play against Boros, this card is gonna kill you. Turn 3, hop to it. This on 4. Yeah, if there was a hop to it. Hop to it was weird in Strixhaven. It didn't really fit in anything. Like, it was pretty much the only card that gave you tokens. And it works with practiced offense, but you have to have the rare. So most of the time it wasn't really great. Yeah, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. I think it's very slow. Very, very slow. Ronin, 3 mana, 3/3, pay to life, add 2 mana of any color. Spend this mana only to cast equipment spells or activate equip abilities. On only once. You can sacrifice an equipment that's attached to it, and then a creature gets -4/-4. That's a weird one. So you have to play it in an equipment deck. which I assume is black-white. If you attack with one creature, you probably want to equip those creatures, right? But even then, pay 2 life to get 2 mana. Sure. Sacrifice. You have to equip and attach. Equip an equipment first. And then you can start killing creatures, but also your equipments go away, right? So you won't have endless amount of equipment. But I guess this guy can kill stuff. So potentially you could play it out. No, you can play it out. You can't do anything. And then, well, you could play it out, pay 2 life, you get mana, you play an equipment. And then next turn you attach the equipment and sack it, and then you kill a creature. Yeah, in an equipment deck. I'm not sure how good the equipment deck's gonna be. I haven't seen too much. Hard to say. If equipment is the thing, sure, you can probably play this, but you lose your equipments as well. If you need those equipments, it's gonna be pain in the ass to sack them. And -4, yeah, you get to kill stuff. I think it's also a bit weird, a bit slow. It's legendary as well. I'm not sure. It doesn't look good to me. I might be wrong though. I'm a bit unsure about this card. Really depends on how equipment decks are gonna be. Is that a thing or not? Most of the time equipment decks are kind of like bad. And then you won't play like 8 equipments. So you will have like 2 or 3 which might matter and you don't want to throw them away, right? So a bit slow as well. Doesn't seem too amazing to me. Rocks and Brutes, 5 mana 4/4, Manus. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, put a +1/+1. So it goes in a Conif deck, I guess. And you can cycle this dude away. Like, these effects are actually quite nice for fixing and like protection against being mana stuck. And they're all, we've seen a couple basic land cycling already. I don't know if going 5 colors is a thing. It seems there's some cards where you need all the 5 lands, but they seem a bit crazy. I mean, not super exciting, to be honest. But you can probably play it in a couple decks where you just like need big threats, and it gives you like a little bit of protection. It's like Visionary Stance a little bit. Not quite, but it also like just this like cycling is good. It gives you a bit protection. Splash is gonna be easy. We'll see. We haven't seen the lands yet. We haven't seen the double colors yet. At least I haven't. Probably not gonna matter that much. Stolen Stark Tax. Okay, well, it's a couple of equipments. You can flash this in, and then when it enters, you can attach it. Creature gains indestructible. So you can protect your creatures, and it gets +1/+0, and it's equip 1. So what does this mean? You can basically sit back, you can flash this in, equip it to this dude, and then you can sack it and kill a creature. So this guy basically makes these things removals. That's a good combination. You can, like, he plays in a removal on this dude. You flash this in, protect him. And then you sacrifice this and basically kill another creature. But, yeah, it's a bit, there's a lot of conditions in there, right? Like, a lot of things have to work out for you. But probably not the worst thing to play. It's also like equipping 1 is quite nice. Like these equipments could be good in the villain mana stacks. Not sure yet. Not sure how equipment is going to turn out. Yeah. Yeah, I assume, yeah, like if there's like a Fantastic Four combo, I assume they're gonna allow fixing. And there's a couple of basic land cycling cards. So I guess it's a thing. This looks interesting. Super Scroll, I don't know this dude either. 4 mana 5/4/5 flying. Ooh, this is good. Even without the effects. Oh, look at this. Another sign that splashing is a thing. Yeah. Senta and I are aligned. Create a... what is it about these walls? There's another card that gives you like endless amounts of walls. I don't know what this is gonna mean. But I guess you just like wall yourself in. I feel like that's gonna be like a thing to do. You just wall yourself in with a million walls and then you do something. I don't know what it's gonna be though. He gets +4/+4 until the end of turn. He deals 4 damage to target creature. Oh my god. Draws 4 cards? Okay, this card is pretty good. That card is pretty fucking good. You like, if this is out, you need to kill it. Like, right away. Because he creates creatures, he boosts himself to an 8/9. He kills your opponent's creatures, and it draws you cards each turn. You need to kill this dude. Luckily, it's not a hero and can't, like, it's not too much protection for villains, as it seems. Very good card. Very, very good card. Swordsman. 2 mana, 2/2. When another villain you control enters, attach up to 1 target equipment you control to target creature you control. Okay. Whenever an equipped creature you control attacks, it connivs. So conniv goes together with... I guess equipment is not a thing by itself, right? Equipment probably supports different archetypes. Feels like it goes quite well with conniving, and especially with color black. This guy is supposed to mimic F4 powers all in one. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you see all the F4s, right? Is this the villain? Is this the bad guy that F4 is trying to kill? Assume so. This card, again, it's really hard for me to like evaluate the equipment thing. I'm usually not a big fan of equipment, but it might be a thing in this set. There's a couple of cards that support it. But again, this is only like an additional thing. This goes in a Conniv deck. Masters of Evil, 6-drop, 5/6. Other villains you control get +2/+1. Oh. Discard this card, search your library for a plan card. This card is gonna be good. I'm very sure this card's gonna be good. I know it's expensive, but if you have it early on, you just get a plan card if you play plans. And there's a couple of good plans. And then if you play it for a 6-drop, all your villains, especially when you create all these 2/1 Menace tokens, are going to be 4/2 Menaces. That's insane. This card's good. 100% sure. If he didn't have this effect, it would be a little bit... It would be very clunky, and it would be an okay card to play in a villain's deck, but it's always risky. But just because you can discard him and give it value, it makes it so good. Definitely decent top end. And just having this flexibility to throw this away makes it so much better. If you have a plan card, that is. But I guess you will have some. Thunderbolt's Conspiracy. This looks interesting. 4 mana flash enchantment. When a villain you control dies, return it to the battlefield on its owner's control. Return it to the battlefield on its owner's control with a finality counter on it. That creature is a hero in addition. Okay. So, well, all your villains basically have a second life. But a lot of villains are tokens, right? So, well, I guess not too many, but all your tokens obviously don't come back. But this basically makes all your villains indestructible, or give them indestructible shield, because they come back. They have a finality counter, but... And then they also turn into heroes. Interesting. It's probably good. That's probably very good in a villain's deck. Just that this has flash is going to be pretty good, because it will protect one of your creatures, and then going forward, all your creatures will come back and come back and come back. Obviously not several times, but... yeah, the flash is a nice touch. That's a very important one, actually. Redemption Arc as heroes. Yeah, you turn your villains into heroes as well. But it doesn't really help you with a 2-drop that gains you a hero and a villain back, because if the hero dies, he's just gone. Well, I guess there's some upsides if you play heroes and villains together, right? This card is good, I think. Too evil to stay dead. A 3-drop sorcery, teamwork 4. Choose target creature card in your graveyard with mana value 4 or less. If this spell was cast using teamwork, instead choose target creature card in your graveyard and to the battlefield. So either get it in your hand or onto the battlefield. Oh wait, no, sorry. Mana value 4 or less, or you get any creature card onto the battlefield. Well, this is usually 4-drop, right? In other sets, a 4-drop is you get a creature card and put it on the battlefield. This is a 3-drop, but you have this limitation unless you pay the teamwork 4. But the limitation is mana value 4 or less, which makes it kind of good, because most of the creatures are going to be in this range, right? So you don't have to teamwork necessarily. Probably quite good. If you you want to play this in a deck where you have cards, you definitely want to have like this. If you have this in your deck and maybe one more other broken card, you want to play this. But if you play like tokens and a lot of like cheap creatures, it probably doesn't matter that much. It's like playing protection spells. You only want to play those if you have like big cards you want to protect. This guy works the same way. Only when you like have good stuff you want to get back for sure. Then this might matter. Discard 2, I think. 2. Not too expensive. Unliving Legionnaire. Flying, 4 mana 3/2. Power up. What's another power up card? Return up to 1 target creature card from a graveyard to your hand. And +1/+1. It's 4 less. So you can play it as a 7-drop. And then it's a 5/4 flying that gives you something back from the graveyard. If you don't, it's a 3/2 flying. And you can activate this later. It's the same thing I said before. I feel like the costs are too high for these power-up cards. They give you flexibility, but if you end up playing a power-up deck, all your cards are going to be, value-wise, they're going to be shit. Yeah. I feel like these cards might be like, might close some gaps in your deck if you're a little bit worried about, oh, I have not enough 2-drops, or I need some late game cards. You could put 1 or 2 in, but most of the time it's not going to be amazing. It's more like a gap filler to me. And again, I don't see that there's any synergies with this. Like, you can't copy that. There's not a lot of cards that copy any effects or whatever, so it doesn't seem great. I would stay away from these cards, honestly. There might be, I don't know, you never know. There might be some cards that support this, but so far, pretty disappointed with it. Yeah, at best. As soon as you use fillers, it basically means your deck's shit. Like the deck we played just now. I would play these cards. Visions of Villainy. The spell costs 1 less to cast if you control a villain. Draw 2 cards and lose 2 life. For 2 lands? For 2 lands. Yeah, it's pretty comparable with the 3-drop we have in Strixhaven. It's 3 lands. And you also draw 2 cards and lose 2 life, but you get to play a +1/+1 counter, right? So it's the same thing, but this is an instant. And it gets cheaper, but you don't get the +1/+1 counter. So in a villain's deck, yes. In another deck, not that great. But could be, like, I wouldn't mind playing one of these in a villain's deck. Not the worst thing to do. Alright, next 20. How much do we have left? Ooh, not that much. We're almost at the end. Okay, we got the Whiplash Vengeful Engineer. 1 mana 2/2. Anders tapped. Ooh, that seems good. When he attacks, if he's equipped, each opponent loses X life and you gain X life, where X is the number of equipment attached to him. Is equipment a thing? It seems like it. It seems like it. I assume still that this is black-white, right? Black-white equipment attacking with one creature. I mean, it's a 1 mana 2/2. It comes in tapped, but it's a pretty strong 1-drop. If you're on the play, you play this, you have a 2/2 out. But then again, I can't really say how good equipment is going to be. If this becomes a thing, this guy is good. But most of the time, equipment is whatever. I haven't seen a lot of sets where equipment's mattered that much. Unless the equipment was rare and just like broken by itself. So, probably not the worst card, but if equipment is shit, it's a 1 mana 2/2 that comes in tapped. Yeah, black-white, I guess, is where you want to play it. Widow's Bite. I have a feeling it's going to be good. 2 mana instant, teamwork 3, choose 1. If this spell was cast using teamwork, choose both. Target creature gains death touch, and another creature gets -2/-2. So, worst case, it's a 2-drop that gives -2/-2. There is cards in other sets where you have a 1-drop that gives -2/-2, but having the upside of also giving something death touch, yeah, it's a fine removal, I guess. Could be a double removal even. Yeah, I think it's gonna be good, especially in the token deck where you have like 2/1s or 1/1s. They can like kill big stuff, and you kill like something else. It's a good combat trick, I think. I think this card might be funny. Yeah, probably not the worst card. Not super exciting, but like it's people will play it. You need early on removal, and if it like instant makes it so much better because it's just like a good combat trick. I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be fine to play. And then the last dude is Yellow Jacket. Heartless Marauder. Flying 1/2. There's a lot of like cards that remind me of StarCraft, which I like. 2 mana 1/2 flying. Whenever another villain you control enters, he gets +1/+1 against lifelink until the end of turn. This is actually good if you play villain deck with all these like token creators. You might like create like 2 or 3 tokens a turn, and then this is like a 3/2, 4/2 flying with lifelink. I think this card's good, actually. I think this could be a fun card to play. It's annoying to deal with. And it's a 2 mana flying that grows. I do like this card. And that's black. So what do we know? We have tons of villains in black, which makes sense. I think the villain tokens, which I assume are going to go together with red and maybe blue, are going to be very, very strong. You will go super wide with the villain decks. You will have a lot of 2/1 Manus tokens, and the Manus actually makes it super strong. And then you have a couple of cards that actually grow your tokens, which is pretty insane. Probably comparable to the hero. I assume white-green is going to be heroes, and then it's black-red villains, right? It's probably going to be balanced, and they're both pretty fucking strong. We have the Conniv deck, so we kind of like put some pictures together now. So black-blue seems to be the Conniv thing. Black-red seems to be villains. Black-white seems to be attacking with one creature and equipment. And then black-green is probably the graveyard thing we've seen at the beginning. A couple of cards that like fill your graveyard and then you create more villains. Seems to be the summary of black. Yeah. So in comparison to Strixhaven, look at how many archetypes there actually are. I don't know how feasible they all are, but every color you have all 5 archetypes, it seems like. All 4 in each color. So there's gonna be a lot of different decks. I'm not sure if they're all gonna work out. There's probably like 2 or 3 archetypes which were not deep enough and you can't really make them work or they're too weak. But I do like that finally we have a set where there's going to be a lot of variety in the decks. While on Strixhaven, there was like 4 archetypes and the 5 color soup, right? So it got boring pretty quickly. This is what I like so far. It seems a bit stronger as well than Strixhaven. There's a lot of broken cards in here. I haven't seen any mass removals so far, which I kind of like. I kind of like this. It doesn't mean that there are none, but so far, nothing that is insanely strong. I mean, obviously, you have guys like this where you have to kill him or otherwise you die, right? Like this card. Wait, where is it? This dude here. You have to kill this dude. But there's not too many so far. We have Captain America, we have Super Skrull, and in blue we have, I think there was also one card which was like pretty broken. I guess 1 each color, which is fine. It's still a 4/5, you can kill it. Better than Flow State. Wait, what card were you referring to? Flow State, I was not a big fan of actually. You mean the 2-drop instant? This guy? Sorry, I saw this very late. There was probably another card more in the front, right? Yeah. Galactus is... We haven't seen Galactus, right? No, I don't think we have. Yeah, like there's always like one or 2 mass removals in each set, I think, but that's fine. But in Strixhaven it was crazy. You had too many mass removals. A lot of them. I think 6 or 7, which is way too many in my opinion. So far, I think my first impression is it could be a very interesting set. There's going to be a lot of archetypes. People will experiment a lot. And you can even mix them all together, apparently. So I think it's going to be quite fun. I'm a bit excited about it. Oh, yeah. I know which card you meant. Yeah, kind of like a little bit like Flow State, maybe. Not sure if it was better. Okay, so we finished black. Lots of archetypes. Probably makes sense to, like, if you, like, me going through this, I already know now what the archetypes are. But if you're, like, not that familiar with it, or you don't go through it yourself, you might not remember. So maybe it's worth, before you start your first draft, just to note them down, what archetypes there are and what colors go together. Shouldn't be too hard to remember, but there's a lot of them. So maybe it will be helpful to just note them down. So whenever you look at the cards, you don't have to be like, oh, what color do I have to actually draft with it? I sometimes like to do that, but I don't think I'm going to do that for this set because we're going through it one by one, right? So I kind of like will remember immediately. Shouldn't be too hard.